Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I have another break. This is a really far down break. As you can see, I do still have polish on, but look at how far down that is. I mean, this is like at the tip of the nail bed. This is all my growth. As you can see, it is very far down. I mean, painfully far down. So I'm going to stick it back in like so and glue it. But first, we really need to get off this nail polish. I'm just going to load up a cotton ball with this nail polish remover. It does have some repairing and enriching properties. I picked this up from the dollar store. It has pro vitamin B5 and vitamin E. Also has keratin to help repair damaged, weak, brittle, and flaky nails. Love this stuff. I just have to carefully get off this polish because we can't really fix it with anything interfering with that adherence. So just gently getting this off, trying not to break the rest of the nail. I did happen to be wearing a glittery type of polish, so having to do a little bit of work and scrubbing to get this off, no big deal. Just have to be diligent. That cotton ball's toast, so we have another one. Preload that baby up, and we're going to get right back in there to finish kind of cleaning this and prepping this nail. I'm just being oh so careful and wiping away from the tear, not against it as to snag it even more. Here I'm kind of holding it down to get this other side. This is the side that is detached, so just trying to be careful, but we definitely need to get this fully cleaned up. Yes, the nail is totally dangling off, but it will fix right back in. We just have to glue it, but we can't glue anything until everything is clean and ready. Kind of seeing how the nail fits in there. Sorry, it is off camera, but the nail does totally fillet down into itself just perfectly fine. I haven't pulled anything off, but you can see this is how far over this tear goes. So I'm just going to use this super glue. My favorite super glue is Loctite super glue. I use it for all my nail repairs. So I'm first going in underneath with a little on top so that it can go right back into where it was, all of those kind of finer bits realigning with themselves, kind of swiping the top of that to get the glue to adhere as kind of a mini shield, wiping off the glue from my fingers, and then I'm going to go right back in over the top right here to give it an extra shield, kind of pulling that away from my skin. Definitely don't want the nail glued to my skin, but it is very far down. So kind of holding that there as it glues, going in with this little second coat of glue, which is more for the top half of the crack, to just give it a smooth finish over the top as nothing can snag there. Once our nail is adhered back to itself, we're going to do some dipping with this clear acrylic powder over this to give it a little bit of strength. So I have my dipping liquids here. This one is a base and top coat in one, so you use this as the bottom layer and the top layer, or the first and last liquid. So first we're going to go in and give ourselves a sticky base to work with here. This is what adheres to the dipping powder. When you dip in or pour over that powder, it will stick to this, and then you activate it to give it that hardness. So let's just go ahead and sprinkle this on. Kind of tap off the excess. Excuse me. We're going to let that dry. Once it's dry, we're going to go in and brush off any excess powder we have on the nail and against the cuticle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate that layer. This second dip liquid goes ahead and solidifies the dip and base together to form that nice, hard, protective layer. You can see some sparkles from my little garbage pit is what I'm using. It's all of my dump off, but as you see, this is now nice and hard, ready to go. So we're going to do another coat, another protective layer. Putting on that sticky base coat. And then going in with that over pour of dip powder. Tap off the extra. And once it is dry, in about 30 seconds, you can go in and brush off the extra powder. We have a nice firm bond here. And here we're going to have that activating coat step again to solidify that last layer of protection. And I see a tiny little bump here, so I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out. You can smooth out any bumps, grit, or texture that you are not liking in between layers after that activator. Look at how nice and firm that nail is. So let's go in with our last little protective coat. This is, again, the base coat, which sticks to the dip powder and creates that nice bond that gives us the shield of protection. Oop, got a little glue on my finger there. Had to wipe that off. So going in with the rest of this powder, just going to use this again. This is my many times recycled little garbage pit of dip. This is what I use usually to do my undercoats or my shields of protection, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go in and dust that baby off. Got a little glitter going on. But that won't matter because I'm going to be covering it up with polish. But let's go in and activate that up. Get that all firmed into place. And then we should have a nice triple layer of protection. So now we're going to give it our very final top coat. This now seals in all those layers of work and gives it a nice glossy, shiny finish, as well as a smooth texture rather than that kind of matte, gritty texture that just the dip alone has. So now you can see it was instantly dried, and now we're nice and hardened off. This is very nicely built and protected, just going in and smoothing out any rough edges I may not like. Sorry, I'm off camera there. Just doing a little shaping. There was a little bit of lump. And this is kind of your last chance to finalize the shape of the nail by filing, buffing, and kind of getting that into shape and order. Just a tiny bit more here. And that completes our nail repair video. Thanks for hanging with me.